DUNE, Part 2 2024. The film continues the epic saga of Paul Atreides after the fall of House Atreides. Lost in the vast deserts of Arrakis, Paul and his mother Lady Jessica seek refuge among the fierce freemen. Haunted by prophetic visions, Paul foresees holy war spreading across the universe in his name. Meanwhile, the brutal House Harkonnen tightens its grip on spice production, exploiting the planet without mercy. As sandstorms rage and giant sandworms roam beneath the dunes, Paul must decide whether to embrace his destiny or resist becoming the messianic figure foretold by legend. Among the freemen, Paul earns the name Muad'Dib and begins learning their ways of survival. He trains in desert combat, rides colossal sandworms, and adapts to the harsh environment of Arrakis. Lady Jessica drinks the water of life, transforming into a reverend mother with expanded awareness. Her transformation strengthens Freeman belief that Paul is the prophesied leader. Stilgar becomes one of Paul's strongest supporters, while others remain cautious. Paul's growing bond with Chani deepens his emotional conflict. Though he finds love and belonging, he fears that accepting leadership will unleash devastating consequences beyond the desert world. On the industrial world of GD Prime, the sinister House Harkonnen prepares its next move. Baron Vladimir Harkonnen grows impatient with failures in controlling Arrakis. He appoints his ruthless nephew, Phaedrotha, to restore dominance and crush rebellion. Phaed trains relentlessly, proving both charismatic and deadly. The Harkonnens plan to lure Paul into open war, believing him merely a surviving nuisance. However, whispers of Muad'Dib spread across the desert, inspiring freeman uprisings against imperial forces. As spice shipments falter, political tensions rise within the Imperium, drawing the Emperor's attention toward the unstable desert planet. Paul struggles with visions that show rivers of blood flowing in his name. He sees fanatical armies conquering worlds, all devoted to him as a divine ruler. Chani challenges him to choose his own path rather than surrender to prophecy. Torn between love and destiny, Paul considers abandoning leadership. Yet the Harkonnen assault intensifies, slaughtering freeman tribes and destroying sieges. Forced to respond, Paul steps forward publicly as Muad'Dib. His speeches ignite hope among the oppressed, but each word brings him closer to the future he fears. The desert itself seems to listen to his rising voice. Paul undertakes a dangerous ritual, consuming the water of life to unlock his full prescient power. The poison nearly kills him, but he survives through sheer will and Jessica's guidance. Awakening with expanded vision, Paul perceives countless possible futures. He understands the delicate thread that must be followed to secure survival for his people. His transformation convinces even skeptics among the freemen. Now fully embracing his role, he unites scattered tribes into a disciplined fighting force. The desert becomes an organized front of resistance, ready to challenge the might of the Harkonnens and even the Emperor himself. The Emperor Shaddam IV arrives on Arrakis with elite Sardaukar troops, determined to crush rebellion personally. He underestimates the scale of freeman unity and Paul's strategic brilliance. Paul launches coordinated strikes across spice fields, crippling imperial operations. Sandworms are weaponized, thundering across battlefields and destroying machinery. Phaedrotha leads brutal counterattacks, relishing combat and seeking personal glory. Explosions light the night sky, turning dunes into fields of fire. The once hidden freemen now fight openly, driven by belief in Muad'Dib. War consumes Arrakis, fulfilling fragments of the dark future Paul once hoped to avoid. As chaos spreads, Paul confronts the Emperor within the captured stronghold at Arrakeen. Political manipulation replaces open warfare as Paul reveals his knowledge of imperial secrets. He threatens to destroy spice production entirely, holding the universe hostage. The Emperor realizes Paul controls the only substance essential for interstellar travel. Meanwhile, tensions escalate between Paul and Chani, who fears he is becoming the tyrant he once despised. Jessica supports her son's claim to the throne, seeing destiny fulfilled. The confrontation shifts from military dominance to psychological supremacy, with Paul demonstrating complete mastery of foresight and strategy. Phaedrotha challenges Paul to a final duel to determine control of Arrakis. Before assembled forces, the two engage in a brutal knife fight. Phaed fights with cunning and aggression, testing Paul's physical and mental endurance. Drawing on his prescient awareness and freeman training, Paul anticipates Phaed's moves. The duel ends with Paul victorious, securing his authority. Silence falls across the battlefield as the Emperor is forced to accept defeat. Paul demands recognition as the new ruler, reshaping the balance of power across the Imperium in a single decisive moment. With victory achieved, Paul claims the imperial throne and announces his marriage alliance to Princess Irulan, solidifying political control. Chani watches in heartbreak, understanding that love has been sacrificed for destiny. The Freemen celebrate triumph, believing prophecy fulfilled. Yet Paul's expression remains heavy with knowledge of what lies ahead. He senses that the jihad spreading through the stars has already begun. Though he has secured survival for his people, he cannot fully escape the path of conquest. The desert wind carries both victory and warning, echoing across dunes that witness transformation of a reluctant hero. The film closes with Paul standing atop a dune, gazing across Arrakis as sandworms move beneath the surface. He is no longer the uncertain heir but Emperor Muad'Dib, leader of a vast and powerful empire. Jessica observes quietly, proud yet aware of looming consequences. Chani departs into the desert, seeking her own path beyond politics. Across the galaxy, armies prepare to march in Paul's name. Though he has mastered his destiny, the cost of that power lingers in silence. The saga ends on a note of triumph shadowed by inevitability, promising a future shaped by both hope and devastation.